welcome everybody to our workshop today. Our theme is inclusion, and our ambassador Johannes Sharif from Sierra Leone is going to be hosting today's workshop. So once again, thank you for joining us. And if you would like to contribute, please do. You can type in the chat box. I'm sure Johannes won't mind when there's moments during the presentation that you can contribute. It would be great to hear a variety of voices. So thank you very much, Johannes. Over to you.
Yes, welcome everybody. Just as I've said, I'm Johannes, and today's workshop, we will be talking about inclusion in education also, and also we'll be going through some areas like our objectives. We are in to define what inclusion means for teaching, to understand how to include all learners in planning, and also to ensure to have an inclusive classroom. So what really inclusion is? When we talk about inclusion, is providing equal access or opportunities to every learners, regardless of their abilities or backgrounds, needs. And even for us here in Sierra Leone, we can say regardless of their race, really disturbing the educational sector. So regardless of the religion also, we can include that in an inclusion, because I saw a lot of things that are going on, like in that part of the world, when teachers discriminate the kids and push the Christians one way, the Muslim one way, and the other religion, the African tradition religion one way. They don't like put them together. They differentiate them. So why inclusion really matters: respect and empathy. Respect is one of the best that inclusion promotes. There should be respect. And respect starts with you, the teacher. You don't need to discriminate the kids. You don't need to start discriminating them. And they are going to learn from you. From what you are doing is what the kids are going to implement. So respect is one of the key areas. Respect, and also you show empathy to the kids. Also, it ensures no one feels left out. In an inclusive environment, no one feels left out. Everyone is important. It also demonstrates professionalism. You as a teacher, it demonstrates professionalism, how you are. And it allows all the students to make progress in their learning journey. And it motivates the students also. So as a teacher, why does inclusion matters? Because it has to motivate the kids. It has to motivate the students. It also helps them. And that particular keyword, respect, is what makes inclusion. Respect based on their religion, their background. Let there be respect. Respect each and every kid you are having, regardless of where they are coming from, regardless of their religion, so that you can have a better educational platform. So planning for inclusion as a teacher, if yes, then we need to watch into the steps. So while preparing your lesson plans, your lesson notes, think about the kids first. Don't just implement things that you just took from from your university and bring it. You are working now as you are doing a practical. It's not theory again. It's practical thing that you're doing. So you have to think about the kids. These kids, they are always with you. So you have to think about them, make sure that you know them. So if you are planning to activate inclusion into your classroom, then you need to know your students individually first. As a person, you need to understand your kids. People should not come and tell you that this is it. But you need to understand your kids, understand the children, understand them, know their strengths, know their weakness, so that while planning, preparing your lesson plan, your lesson notes, then you can know exactly what to include and what to exclude. Then also, how can I present the content in multiple ways? How can you the teacher, you need to think about that. How are you going to present this content? How are you going to present your lesson? How are you going to present it? Are you going to do it in auditory, or you're going to do visual? Depending on the type of environment you find yourself, depending on the type of schools, because like some schools, some local schools, like normally I visited, technology is far from them, really. Technology is far from them. Mostly they do have things like a projector, these things, they don't have them. So, but you have to know how you're going to present it. Are you going to do it in the local form using your chalk and a blackboard? Good. Make sure it's interactive. Make sure that the kids are able to involve in this particular lesson. And also, are the objective clear and accessible? Let there be a clear objectives about this particular lesson that you are preparing. For every child, let there be a clear objective. Let it don't be like you're just doing it based on what they taught you in college, so you are just coming to implement it. This is practical thing. What they taught you in college, now you're coming to do the practical, and you are meeting different kids, different students. So here is not one particular person or one character, and they are from different religion. So you have to respect their religion also. Creating an inclusive classroom. Creating an inclusive classroom. As a teacher, our classroom is where we lead our students to succeed. We need to manage this space in a way that makes everyone feel included and motivated to learn. Some points to consider how a classroom environment can impact students and their learning. One is a friendly respect. As I said earlier, respect is the key in an inclusive classroom. Let there be respect. Build the respect. As a teacher, you're going to start building respect and allow your student also to follow suit. You need to build the respect, relationship, and also allow you to know your student as an individual, and also let the student follow your footsteps. Secondly, you have to establish a clear expectation, routines, and respectful communication. A clear expectation where in the next 1 or 2 months, we're going to see our steps, or where we're going to see ourselves in this particular topic, and also have some routines, daily routines. And respectful communication should always be activated in any inclusive classroom. We need to create a safe space for risk-taking and making mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Everybody can make mistakes. We all can make mistakes, but let's have that space so that we cannot make the kids feel intimidated. We cannot intimidate the kids. We cannot make the kids feel sad, but let's have that space for the kids. And also, we should be praising the students. Let's praise their work. When they do things, we praise them. We display it in class so that they feel belong. They feel that, oh yes, I'm really doing something great. So what are the tools and technologies we need to use in an inclusive classroom. As a teacher, we need some tools for particular projects. Every child in your classroom is a project. So you need tools for that particular project. Like for instance, I have a child who have an ear problem. So the child cannot at least get me loud and clear in the classroom. So I have to download the app called text to speech. So how we communicate, we use text to speech. So she can write, she can type it, and then on the iPad, and then I see, and then sometimes I can speak, and then try to at least let her see my lips moving. So while speaking, it will still write. I'll be talking and it will be typing on the screen, and then she'll be watching my mouth and then practicing, doing the same movement, doing the same movement, doing the same movement until as we're talking now, she's really doing really better now. She can at least hear a little bit now. So one of the tools are text to speech or speech to text, depending to the type of problem you face. Because every problem as a teacher we have the solution to that particular problem. And also the caption video can help also. The caption video is what has been helping me individually as a teacher. I have kids, I make my tutorials on my topics, and then I give them, I say, watch. So once there is light, like now, there is light. Once I'm finished here, I'm going to play first the video. They will see me talking. I'll leave them. They will see me. They will shout, hey, that's Uncle Johannes. That's Uncle Johannes. So like they focus to the particular screen, they learn again. They've been seeing me physically, now they are seeing me now in technological form. So it makes them feel attractive. And also the written that is shown at the bottom while talking, that caption that is showing down. So they feel like, oh yes, those that cannot able to hear well, they can read the written aspects. An interactive board also, like the Jamboard, is a very good one. That one, if you have access to it as a school, then it's good. Even though it's a little bit expensive, but if you have access to it, it's good. I know a lot of us are using Blackboard. Normally, when I go around, I see Blackboard. So it is very tough for a Jamboard, really. But it's nice seeing people using the Blackboard. And also vocabulary sheets for weaker literacy. You know, those learners that we have, the weaker ones, you use the vocabulary for them. Use different vocabulary sheets. You paste them on the wall. I saw it in one of the schools at the eastern part of Sierra Leone. I saw the nursery one. Yes, it was nursery one. They paste them on the wall, those vocabularies. So like the kids, when they pass, they just go and point the word and then start calling them, call the other word. I was like, wow, this is really nice. And they have the other things that the science card that they paste on the wall, part of the body, and they go and start pointing it, nose, mouth. I said, wow, this is good. So like these tools are really nice for us to use as teachers. And I will stop here and let's get some reflections on this topic. Sarah, back to you.
Hey, so thank you so much, Johannes. It was so lovely hearing some personal experiences of everybody loves to hear what's happening in other people's classrooms. And it is really lovely to hear those examples that you gave to us. So thank you for that. I think as well, a few of those slides had questions on, which I'd like to open up to our audience, to to people who are with us today. Inclusion is a very important theme. We're trying to allow our students to have independent skills, build their life skills for beyond learning in the classroom. So, can I ask what other techniques, technologies that anybody else might use? For example, if you don't have devices or if you don't have the technology that Johannes mentioned, can I ask if anybody's got any alternative suggestions for tools in the classroom that can help include everybody? Any suggestions? Sometimes I simply use myself as a resource when I'm in my classroom. I will make sure I go around, I have knowledge of my learners in my classroom who are the very independent higher retainers that can work with other students around them. And I kind of group my children in order to help include the lesser or the ones that find some tasks more challenging. So I think about my groupings to make sure everyone's included. Sometimes using myself as a resource can help. Um, sorry, Johannes, can you put that last slide back up, please? The reflection slide.
Okay.
It's okay, I can have it here. Are you sharing your screen or shall I?
I'm sharing.
Fab. So what I was going to say is that the learning styles of different students is extremely important because people do learn in different ways. If we show slides or have worksheets with so much writing, so much text on, then I think it might switch some students off. I think sometimes we need to think about different ways of presenting information. I know that I'm a visual learner, and if I do see lots of text, it switches me off. So I might underline keywords or circle keywords or highlight them in some way. So think about different learning styles within your classroom, and that not everyone is the same and they don't learn in the same way as we do. We should never make assumptions. James, you've got your hand up. Wonderful. Feel free to contribute.
Yes, thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Johnins. Uh, I was just looking at the tools, like the question you asked, the tools, and some tools for inclusive classroom. So I was looking at maybe a notebooks or a journey that will not maybe other once you don't have the technology in a classroom, you can also use a flip cards or have some or graphic organized in the classroom once you don't have those technology that Johnny talked about. So that just the tool sometimes I have been using in the absence of those technology that will maybe help include everybody in the classroom. Because some students good are seeing pictures. So if you have a lot of pictures to support what you are teaching in the classroom, like some graphical design on what you are teaching in the classroom, some pictures of what the students supposed to know, it will help them because when they see it, they will like to look at it and see how it look like, and they may ask questions from that, and you can be able to 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 answer those questions. So I think by using these things, and it can help within the absence of the technology tools that Johnny mentioned. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Yes, I totally agree, James. That's a great idea with flip cards and with pictures. It's a really good strategy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Would anybody else like to contribute? Okay, well, in that case, I think the point that Johannes was making earlier about how we need to be mindful of everyone in our classroom and respect everyone in our classroom is really important. It links into professionalism and being a professional in the classroom. We need to treat our colleagues and our students with as much respect as we would like to receive back. And then I think it builds relationships as well. And then that helps everyone's learning journey, our teaching journey, our students' learning journey. So being mindful of our different learners is extremely important. I've already mentioned focusing on the learning styles and the variety, and never make assumptions that your students are the same, they learn in the same way as yourselves. And also in planning, I think it's important to make sure we include a mixture of activities. If we're doing the same task over and over again, it can get boring. It can get boring for adults, and particularly it can get boring for younger students as well. So a mixture of activities, different ways of delivering material is really important to keep
Right.
everyone busy, keep everybody actively learning. So as a teacher, we need to make sure we provide those measures to support our weaker learners, our weaker retainers, and also to stretch those ones who are speedy, who get through our tasks and who need us to stretch them with more challenging tasks for their journey. Would anybody else like to contribute any thoughts towards this topic?
But you are going to send it on to wherever you have still.
Yes.
Okay, well, in that case, Johannes, have you got anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah. So the tools really what James added, they are very important. Those tools are really important, and it save cost, really save cost. It save cost, and as teachers, I think we can go for that one. We can go for that for those tools, because these other ones, I think it's a little bit, but they're also nice. What he mentioned. So what I will add to this is, in an inclusive classroom, as teachers, we should always learn to be, let's say, a figure wherein the kids can see us and learn from us. Because whatever we start, that's what they are going to do. Whatever we start doing, that's what the kids will be doing. And in an inclusive classroom, you have different kids. So if you start discriminating one particular child in front of the others, obviously you're not going to have inclusive classroom. You're going to have a segregated classroom, and this will be in their own place. This one will also be in their own place. So we need to at least respect different opinions, their backgrounds, and even their religions. Just as I'm saying, the religion aspect has been a very big problem for us here. People segregate the kids, so they feel left out. They don't belong, they don't join the others because of particularly in this religion, I'm here in this religion, so they separate them. So such things, it's really isolating, and it makes the kids not to at least understand some particular topics, because there are some topics really you the teacher will introduce it, but trust me, when a child understand a topic in a classroom and teach the other child, it's easier for you. That learning is a very simple one. So, but if they are not they are not communicating together because of religion aspect, then obviously you are not going to have an inclusive classroom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Johannes, for hosting today's workshop. It's been very informative, engaging, and really enjoyable to be part of. So thank you ever so much for hosting. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we will be letting you know about our next workshop and our next ambassador-led workshop as well. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We're going to end the workshop now. Have a
Thank you,
great
Sam.
day. Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.